Hey y'all, so today I wanted to go over two trades that I took during this morning session. Today's CPI did come out at 8:30, and you can see that large news candle here at 8:30. I don't actually trade that news candle because I don't like it, one, and two, Elite won't let you trade your Elite funded accounts during news 5 minutes before or 5 minutes after anymore. So I just don't trade it. I do, however, like to take advantage of the volatility that comes afterwards once prices calm down just a little bit. So I'm just going to walk you through my thought process when I took these trades. I'm not going to lie, I was kind of gambling, kind of at the casino, but you always are when volatility is that high and you want to participate and take advantage of the move. So first, I let the news candle happen. I watched it take out multiple levels of buy-side liquidity and came down, but I noticed it didn't take out the hourly lows from Monday. So if we make this tighter, there were hourly lows left over from Monday this week, which was yesterday. And it did take out the overnight lows and all that, but it didn't take out yesterday's lows. So that was my first indication here that, hey, we might go lower once we took out this. And then I let price continue to go back up for, at least 20 minutes and just watch what it does. And I noticed that we came up and we refused to close higher. So once price came back down, it didn't make a higher high, so technically this couldn't be a breaker. But once price came back down, and I entered a little prematurely because I was trying to front run the trade and make sure I didn't miss the down move. I like to enter it right towards the end of these candle closures. So once I realized that price was going to close below the body of this 840 candle, I went ahead and shorted. I did take some heat, I think about 4 or 5 points when it retraced back up into, this is what I call a weaker breaker. So WBR stands for weaker breaker. It's also known as a mitigation block, as ICT calls it. And then I shorted down into this hourly fair value gap here. I knew that this gap could potentially get filled once these lows were taken out from Monday, and it could reverse there. So I went ahead and took the trade off at 41.24.25, which is just right above this hourly gap fill. I have been in scenarios where I'm trying to play a gap fill and I put my exit right at the bottom of the gap and it wicks it and doesn't get me out of the trade. So I just front ran it, and plus 20 points on the ES is not a bad day. And then I noticed that we traded back down into another hourly fair value gap and came up much higher very quickly. Once I saw this break-in structure here, I waited for this candle to almost close again. Once again, I was front running, and I might have been at the casino today. Just a little bit. But once I saw that this candle was going to close up here and break this structure, I went ahead and went long. Typically, if price is moving like this and it's very volatile time, so this was right after market open, there isn't a retrace. 9 times out of 10, there's no retrace, and I was not going to get left. And I was willing to take the trade. I was willing to make the risk. I did take a couple points of heat again, maybe 4 or 5 points. And then price ran up. I didn't want to take price off here, or here, because I've noticed, now this is just something that I've noticed from experience. I don't know what this is called or what ICT calls it or whatever you call it. I don't know. But when I see price kind of make a trend like this, 9 times out of 10, price wants to bust right through it. So instead of taking low-hanging fruit here, I went for the obvious high. There's clear liquidity sitting here. And I front ran my exit again by 1 point. So this was 41.64 and I exited at 41.63, which is another 20 points, which 40 points on the ES is a pretty good day, even with just one contract for each trade. And then you can see price came up, couldn't close higher, couldn't come back up here and sold off again. So had I been greedy and tried to go for, this high or way up here, I definitely would have came back and stopped me out. But yeah, and then when price typically makes huge moves like this, so we took out buy side, we took out sell side, we came back, we took out more sell side and filled this gap. See how this wick down here and filled this gap? And now we're kind of just trading back up a little bit in the middle of this range and consolidating. I typically don't like to trade the afternoon session when this type of move happens in the morning because it isn't that good. It typically is consolidation. Price is, I call it tired. There might be a better term for it. But I think price is tired and there's no need to force anything else. So I haven't taken any more trades today. I take risks like this in these funded accounts because I'm not scared to lose. Like, if you can read price and you've practiced and you have experience, read price and trade. And I've built enough cushion in the account to where I have my payout pretty much done for a couple of months now. So I'm not scared to lose, $500 or $600 on a trade when I can make these big moves and these big trades like this on these volatile days, and without blowing the account. So that's just my overview of the trades I took today. I did get a DM over the weekend. Someone asked me to break down more of my trades and said it was helpful. So here I am. This is the first couple of trades I took this week. Yesterday was pretty trash for me. I didn't trade anything because I didn't like the way price was moving. I got left on the up move. There was no entry for me. And I wasn't feeling very risky. But I also know that when news is coming, I like to be patient. So I can take advantage of the volatility, because had I, had a bad day yesterday, I might not have been willing to be as risky today in trading price, because there really wasn't a good, clean, I'm going to trade this one setup today. It was more so, here's liquidity, here's price, what you going to do? But yeah, hopefully this was helpful. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments. If you'd like to see more, whatever you want to see, let me know. And I'm going to make some more content, and stay safe in these trading streets, and I'll see you guys later.